on-premise solution. Before we start this presentation, I would like to introduce myself and my colleague over here. So, my name is Ankush. I work as a team leader in the direct sales department. Along with me, Misha is also here. She is also working as a team leader. If you have any questions during the session, you can just scan this QR code so that if you have, you can mention it over the page, and we will be answering you just after the presentation. Just let me know once it's done from your end. So, okay. So, agenda of this session is basically giving you the overview of hosting platform, right? Then after, what is the importance of selecting the right hosting platform? What are the advantages? What can be disadvantages if you go with wrong hosting platforms? And along with that, there are three types of platforms Odoo is providing. So we will be having detailed discussions on that one. Okay. And when we go in the detailed discussion, what we can do for more clarity or more understanding, we will go with some live use cases. For that, Misha is here. Misha can help us with that. So Misha, just assume that you are having a business, and for that you would like to opt for any hosting solution along with the Odoo. So can you just share your business use case?
Right, Ankush. So what we can do, let's assume that I am having a trading business of furniture, and like it's a startup, right? So if you can just guide me what kind of hosting platform Odoo provides?
Yeah. So basically, we will go with one by one. Like, let me give you an idea of what is hosting, right?
Okay.
Then after we will share like what kind of solutions are there in Odoo, and then after we will go in detailed discussion where we will be having different scenarios in your business.
Sure, yeah.
So first one is the hosting overview. Over here, so hosting is basically whenever you are purchasing a services, like it will be a database, right? For that database, you would like to store it in a specific location. It can be cloud, it can be on-premise, right? So that is what hosting overview is, right? So if we go in Odoo Enterprise version, we provide two type of services. One is the cloud solution, and second is the on-premise solution, like the self-hosted. Cloud is basically, to give you an idea, you all are using most probably the Facebook or any Insta social media platforms, right? So when you use it, when you download some or you upload some pictures on that platform, it's been deployed or it's been stored on any specific servers, right? So that is one of the cloud services. Okay. Along with that, self-hosted is there. If you want to deploy or manage your database in your own premise or your own server, in that case, self-hosted will be there. In cloud solutions, there are two options there. One is the SaaS and second is the PaaS. So SaaS is basically software as a service. Along with that, the second option is the platform as a service. We will be having a detailed discussion on the later stage when we will have one-on-one solution services, and that moment I will explain like what type of services and features are there in that different platforms. Okay. Now, what is the importance of selecting the right hosting platform, and how you can select the right hosting platform? That are key points you may think about, right? So, to understand, or let's say to get an idea like what will be the best option, you should be aware of what is the difference between that platform. For that, you need to know all the features about that different service hosting servers. Okay. So here the first one is the Odoo Cloud. So basically, what is Odoo Cloud? Let's say you have purchased, you are using Odoo ERP, and now you want to see the data of your manufacturing business or trading business, like how much sales order you have generated in a day. But you are not in your company. You are at your home, you are in your car, or you are somewhere else. But just because you are on the cloud services, you can just utilize internet. You can just open through the internet, and you can see the data direct from that location. So that is where the cloud services take place. So Odoo also do provide a cloud services. It's becoming most popular nowadays because it's more flexible, it's more scalable, it's providing more security. Backups are also there. So a lot of things are there in terms of cloud services.
So Ankush, you have also mentioned regarding security. So can you please explain me like something regarding Odoo security policy?
Yes. So here on this page you can see a lot of information is already visible over here. You can see what type of recovery we are providing, what type of database security we are providing, password security is also there, and physical security, a lot of type of security is there. What you can do, just you can refer to our security page, and there you can get more details.
Okay, yeah.
So the first cloud hosting server options available in Odoo is the Odoo Online server, which is the most simple way of hosting your database. Okay, it's a SaaS database which will be hosted by or on Odoo Cloud itself. Okay, because it's on Odoo Cloud, there will be 14 full backups available for at least 3 months, in which per week, one per day for 7 days, one per week for 4 weeks, and one per month for at least 3 months. Because it's going to be Odoo Online, you can use all the core applications of Odoo. It can be sales, purchase, inventory, manufacturing, trading, accounting, any modules, email marketing, a lot of modules are there. So you can utilize all the modules. Along with that, let's say you want to do any customizations, for that Odoo Studio is also there. So if you want to do any modifications of field, or if you require any automation flow, like once you confirm the sales order, you want to trigger automatic email, that things you can do through using the Odoo Studio platform. If you have any version of, if you require any version upgradation, if there is any bug issues, it can be solved through our support team. For that, you can refer to our help page. Okay. Now you must have the questions like on which platform, what in which type of plan you are providing Odoo Online services, hosting services, right? So let me just go back to this page. So here you can see three options are there in terms of Odoo Enterprise version. One is the 1 free, second is the standard plan, and third one is the custom plan. Okay. In 3 out of 3 plans, you will be having an option of selecting Odoo Online server. You must think like what type of customers can be there who can utilize this Odoo Online platform, right? So to give you an idea, Misha, let's say you are having a startup business like of a furniture trading company, right? So you may purchase and sell the product, right? So for that you may use the products like applications like sales, purchase, inventory, accounting, which can be doable on the Odoo Online platform. That does mean like a simple workflow, right? You may require some field modification or something that can also be done on this platform, like simple field modification you can do. So basically you don't have any need of extreme customizations. You also are planning to use the core applications. In such scenarios you can use Odoo Online platform, Misha.
So what if I don't want to use hosting services provided by Odoo? So in that case, is there any other option available?
I mean, you are referring to like you would like to host it on your own premise only, like in your premises only.
Right, like if I can host the data in my premise or any third party server, something like that.
Yeah. So in such case, we have one more option, which is the on-premise solutions. By name itself say like you can host your database on your own server. Just to confirm, I mean, just to give you an idea, because it's going to be your own server, the security part needs to be taken care from your end. Your data backup should be taken care from your end. Few considerations you can have is that whenever you have, you are hosting it your own server, you must be assured that you should have at least advanced technical knowledge, individual or it can be a team as well. Okay, and along with that, because it's going to be your own server, you can also do any level of customizations as per your requirement. Any integration, third-party integrations you require, you can do on that platform. For more detail, Misha, you can refer to our privacy page, which is this one. So here you can get more details like what type of services and there and how you can protect your data.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, based on that, you may have questions like what type of customers who can opt for this on-premise services. Is basically the one who required extreme customizations, who required third-party integrations, who want to manage or have their data in their premises only. That type of customers can use or optimize this or use this particular on-premise solutions. The key considerations can be like if they have IT department, that is also important because once they have IT department, right, they will be able to use database smoothly, right, and along with that they can manage their server architecture. So these three key points you can mention in manage in terms of if you want to be on-premise or client.
So Ankush, you have mentioned over here that IT department or advanced IT knowledge will be required.
Yeah, it's more suggestible, like it should be
right.
there.
So as I have mentioned that I have a startup company. So as of now, I don't want to invest in like creating IT infrastructure or something like that. So is there any other option available where Odoo can help me? And what if in future I will require some development, like requirement regarding development or customization? So is there any other option available?
Yeah. So yes, the way you are saying like security part should be taken care from Odoo, and you also can do the major development and integrations. In such cases, what happens? Odoo SS platform is also there, which is a platform as service, like where we charge for hosting server as well, right? Just by the feature, you can understand it's based of the both world, because here you are getting both of the scenarios. First can be your data security, which will be managed by Odoo, and second is like whatsoever requirements you are having, based on that we can do any level of customizations as per your requirements. So that both things will be there. A lot of third-party applications are also there on Odoo App Store. It's more than 30,000 plus. So you can utilize it. Whatever requirements you are having, you can also integrate that third-party applications too. In Odoo SS platform, we need to create a GitHub account. Okay. So now those who are not aware of GitHub account, it's just a basic, what I would say, it's a coding of Facebook. So where we connect with collaborate with each other and understanding and sharing that how you are working. So that is just a platform where you can work. Okay. In Odoo SH, because it's going to be on Odoo cloud service, it's going to be an Odoo cloud service. You will be having different level of backups, and which will be available in our various data centers. Okay. In Odoo SH platform, there are three key points which should be managed. Right. So I will explain on the pricing page directly. So if I go in the custom plan here, so you can see one more option is the version hosting tab is Odoo SH platform. So in this case, this thing, the first one is the worker. Worker is basically a speed processor. Let's say you are having a developments and integrations in your database. It may happen like your database gets more loading, right? For that, we provide from the backend. For every 25 users, we are providing one worker. Yeah. So for every 25 users, we provide one worker which can speed, or for using on that, it will be easy for you to run your database smoothly. Storage is basically a capacity of your database. So as per your requirement, you can purchase the storage services too. Staging environment is basically a testing environment, you can say. So for example, whenever you require any developments, you may not able to do directly, develop or do live practicing directly from the production DB. It's required a testing environment first to check that if the development has been done perfectly or not. So for that, staging environment is there. So first you can test your developments. If it's going perfectly fine, then you can push your development codes to your main production DB. So this was about Odoo SS platform. Now based on that, you may think like what type of customers can be there, and who can utilize or optimize for Odoo SS platform. So yes, the one who required major development, customizations, who required robust workflow, who required third-party application integrations, who required integration from platform like Shopify, Just Dial, IndiaMart, right? And the one, those who want to secure their data from Odoo itself directly. So this type of customers can be there who can opt for Odoo SH platform.
Thank you so much, Ankush. I mean, I got the basic idea about all the three platforms. But if you can suggest few things like what we should consider while selecting the hosting platforms.
Yeah, so I understand like getting everything at a moment, it may become more difficult to you, like what can be the key points to consider, right? So for that, let's start from here. So first one will be like what level of support you are expecting from Odoo, right? It can be self-service, like if you would like to implement from your end directly, if you would like to have implementation services from our partners, you would like to have services from our head office directly. Based on that, you can decide. Second one is the are you tech savvy? For example, what level of technical knowledge you are having, technical team you are having. Based on that, also you can decide, and along with that, which platform will make you more efficient. So, Misha, just to give you an idea, let's say you are having the basic workflow in starting, like for example, you are purchasing and selling the furniture, right? So for that things you may able to use it directly on Odoo Online services. For that, just because you have IT team doesn't mean you have to go on-premise solutions directly. So that is also like you just see your requirements, and based on that you define like what will be the more feasible one for you.
Okay. So what if I need to switch my hosting platforms?
Yes, so we can also switch hosting platform as per your requirement. Just to consider, like it will be switched from one major version upgradation or major version to another major version. For example, there are two type of versions. One is the major version, second is the minor one. So version 17, 18, 16, these all are the major versions. 17.1, 17.2, 7.3, these are the minor versions. So whenever you require, you can switch from one major version to another major version, which means like version 17 Odoo Online to version 17 Odoo sh. So this manner we can switch hosting platform as per your requirement.
Okay, thank you so much, Ankush.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, we can have discussion. We can discuss on that.
Hi Ankush, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you very much. A few of the queries, we have the customer that who has using odoo.sh, correct? Just taking the example. Okay, there is a customization happened in that scenario. Okay, so in odoo.sh, when we migrate from 17 to 18, what type of challenges is there and what need to be taken care when do the upgrade, because of the obviously in Odoo Online there is no customization at all, correct? And obviously on premises you will not, it's controlled by the third party actually,
Yes,
correct?
third party.
But in odoo.sh how the things are there and how the migration.
Yes, yes. So it depends on like you are managing from your end. So I mean we do have a migration team as well, right? So they can also help you out, right? Along with that, let's say if you are directly connected with Odoo itself, right? We do charge maintenance, and once you pay the maintenance, we will do the version upgradations for free.
Okay, so like for even for the customization, it is possible to do.
Yeah,
obviously,
it's possible.
but the challenge of the current work will not be hampered during that period. My current like any.
So they will provide you first in the test environment, like we have switched to version, and once you approve it, then it will be switched to your I mean production DB will move to that version.
Okay, okay. The second question is related to that. I understand that you don't support the on-premises deployment. It will be managed by third party.
Yes.
Correct?
So we have a document for that, but it needs to be managed by I mean our official partners, and you can if you have IT team, you can do it from your
Like
end.
from the success pack, you will not be able to support.
No, not from direct Odoo head office.
Okay. And the third and the last question is related to the that I'm just in Odoo model, especially when we have that. I forgot the question. Maybe I will just ask again.
Sure. So we can go meanwhile on this. Okay, here someone is having a question. Okay.
Basically, in Odoo Online, we cannot do any customization.
No, you can do, but there won't be generated Python code. It will be in XML format. Yeah, on the Odoo Online. On Odoo sh you can get Python code.
But what's the difference then? Can I work with XML as well?
Yeah. I mean, definitely you can do modifications. Customizations can be there, but it will be like minor customization. You want to custom any field, modify any field. You want to run any automation. That level
I
of
have
thing
to
can be
create a
done.
new app then.
That also can be done at up to certain level. It depends like what level of developments you are referring to. If you want any integrations, right? So it won't be supported on Odoo Online. You require to go with Odoo sh or on-premise server.
Sorry, I remember that question now. So, like odoo.sh, we get the Python code so that we can customize.
Right.
But in the case of on-premises, how the same code will be shared to us and how
No, so
those.
basically what happened on-premise, you can deploy the basic one, like all the apps you can install and use their features. But if you require any development, you need to do it from your end once you deploy it to your own server.
So obviously the code will be provided so that we can do the required
Basic
customization.
database will be there automatically, like that's perfectly fine. But if you require any additional customizations or development, in that case you need to do it from your end.
But code will be available, correct? Database code and everything. All the changes will be done by the partners and everything.
Yes.
Thank you.
Odoo Studio is the customization tool.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Are you saying on online there is zero customization? That means there are some things which are called configurations. Sometimes I can add a user-defined field. I call
Yes, Odoo Studio you can do. Yes.
no. I'm not on odoo.sh. I'm on
Odoo Online.
Odoo Online.
Yes.
I want to do user-defined field creation. Okay, that is in some applications that is called a configuration. Is that something also which is requires Studio and SH?
So for example, when you are referring to the user creation field, right? I mean by default, let's say you are creating a user that you are referring to, or you are giving access to different applications based on the user access.
Field on a form.
So for example, if you are going in the CRM, there is an option to add a property. For that, you don't need Odoo Studio or any other servers as well. That you can done in standard, but in any other form, it depends on the form where you are referring to. At that form, if add a property option is not there, at that moment you need to install Odoo Studio applications and you can add the field
Right.
automatically.
So, for instance, changing a layout in a report or report designer, which is like a UI based drag and drop, that will not require Studio.
Yeah. So in terms of print format, there are different filters are available. If you are using it from that one only, that it will be done in standard. But if you require any additional customizations or field formats will be different. In such cases, you can go with Odoo Studio.
As I'm understanding, any scripting will require Studio.
You can get an idea. For example, if you are changing the workflow, or if you are getting any integrations with any third-party platform, in such cases you will require Odoo. It's basically a major development. So changing the layout is not a major development for us. Thank you.
But
Yes, yes.
so basically,
Okay.
one is from, for example, let's say I done setup with my own and I made some customized.
Okay. Yeah, you're audible. It's perfectly fine.
So Odoo Studio, then for let's say to export all those but to export
Okay, that's the thing. So, I mean, exporting it to any another hosting server you are referring to.
say whatever customization I made database, right? And the same studio, right? To do the same in my another database, then it is possible in Odoo Online.
See, if the database are different, you can't export the Python codes or development codes from Odoo Online platform.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it means limitation of Odoo Online, right?
Odoo Online you will get an XML file on Odoo Online platform.
So in this case, you are also not SSH.
I mean, your question got.
SSH access.
And it will be on SH platform.
Like my question is, for example, let's say if I hosted on Odoo Online, then SSH access is not available for the client, right? Okay. Okay. The deciding the worker. Let's say, as I mentioned, so how I can decide the worker?
Yeah.
It is based on user only, based on
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be based on number of users. Like per 25 users, you can define one worker. Sir.
Hello.
So you can define based on
I repeat the question. So, for example, I have a 5 user are there, right?
Right.
So in this case, how many worker I need?
Minimum will be one, sir.
One, right?
Yes.
So for example, let's say I have another 100 user are there,
Yeah.
right? So it means that 4 worker is enough for me, right?
Yes.
And in the same case, for example, let's say I have a more than 1 lakh product in my database. Then one worker is visible for us.
How much, sir? Sorry.
1 lakh products are there, and
In that case, you need to go with storage. I mean, worker is depends on number of users and your.
but it is affected of my ongoing worker, or do you need to change if my data is going to
Storage
increase?
worker. So there are three things: worker, storage, and staging. So whenever you are installing more data on database, So in that case, you can store it and you can purchase more storage from the services, sir.
Okay, so it means that so data doesn't matter, data is going to be increased. The my user is 4 or 5, then one worker is capable, right? That's what you told.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You can have, but it will affect your database, sir. Yeah. So actually, we will have one more question because we are having one more session just after this. So you can share, and then after we can again connect just after outside over here.
Hi. So if I do an on-premise installation and I do some customization or changes to that, how does the, let's say it was a 17 version and now the 18 comes in October, how does the upgrades and updates work for my on-premise? Whether it overrides my customization or I have a merged version
So
of
basically, in
18?
terms of on-premise, you need to have support from our partners. They can help you out in that.
Okay, so my technical team, if there is, they will not be able to handle that.
They can,
upgrade.
if they have idea of like how Odoo does work, they can also migrate.
It's possible to have my
Yeah.
customization on-premise as well as your 18
Yes,
version.
same. So Odoo.sh on-premise, you can have same level of customizations. Just we are managing the security part in terms of Odoo.sh. So yeah, thanks everyone for the session. Thank you.